Hey everybody, I'm back with another process video, and this layout is called Happy Dream, and it's of my little girl taking a nap, and she looks so precious. So I had a vision after watching several YouTube videos of scrapbookers doing paper piecing and stitching elements on their layout that I was going to do the same. Now, this is not something that I do often, and so I thought I would try my hand at this. So I had inspiration to do a little layout featuring clusters of clouds. So I go to the Silhouette store and I upload that cut file with some little puffy clouds. I'm going to cut it from my Silhouette Cameo. They have lots of cloud cut files available, and so this was the design that I chose. Now I'm cutting that on textured white cardstock from American Crafts. So I start out sort of playing around to see if in fact I want to commit to this. So all I did was I took some sewing floss as well as my paper piercer and my piercing mat, and I just poked some holes around the perimeter of those clouds. Now with the pattern papers that I'm using, and all the materials that I'm using are from the May Hip Kit Club, I believe. So the pattern papers, what I did, I didn't cut the clouds directly from the pattern papers. I cut all the clouds from texture white cardstock to create a template, and then I traced them and then cut out the little clouds out of the pattern paper. Now, I could have certainly cut blocks of that pattern paper and positioned it on my cutting mat and just cut it straight out of the pattern paper, but again, I wasn't quite sure I was going to do the clouds on pattern paper, so I just cut enough just in case, and I could just use the extras as a template. So what I'm going to do is prepare the base of my layout. I'm grabbing some white texture cardstock again from American Crafts. I'm going to place that on that pattern paper, and that pattern paper is not a design that I would have normally used, so I was okay using the full sheet. I just want a little bit of color around the perimeter of the layout. So I grabbed the photo. I'm going to add some foam adhesive, and that's Fun Foam that I got at Michael's. It has adhesive on one side. I'm going to add adhesive on the other to stick it right down there on the layout. Now my vision for this layout was to have my little girlie there float amongst the clouds like the little sweet angel that she is, and then I'm going to embellish. So I'm going to lay out all of the clouds, and what I want to do is I want the clouds to sort of overlap a little bit, and I love the design of these clouds. It's so puffy and cute and whimsical, and that's what this layout's going to be all about. So I put my title, my Thickers font, that's what that's from, that title there, Happy Dreams, is from the Thickers font. So it's a puffy, not a puffy, it's a foam font. I put that on some wax paper so I could position it and decide where I wanted my title. And of course the title reads Happy Dreams. So I'm going to get that all positioned there, and I'm good to go. So now I'm going to add some Fun Foam to the back of my clouds. I'm looking to add a bit of height, not a bit, just a little bit of height to the clouds, because I want it to look like as if they are floating in the sky, as clouds do. So again, adding some Fun Foam, a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to get all of those layered up, starting with that top cluster there. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm going to work to the right cluster with a large cloud, that beautiful navy blue pattern paper, which is really pretty. And as you can see, I have some washi tape in the back of those clouds that's just holding the thread in place so the stitching doesn't come out. I did a simple back stitch on these clouds. I don't sew, so doing a back stitch is like major for me. I'm like, you go girl. All right, adding more Fun Foam to the back of those clouds, again adding some height and dimension. And as I mentioned, this is not something that I do often. I was super inspired by some scrapbookers I've been following lately on YouTube, and they do it so well. They create the most whimsical layouts, and I don't think I can ever get to their level, but I definitely wanted to try it out. You know, practice makes, not perfect, but at least proficient. So anyway, there we go. I've got my clouds all laid out and good to go. So now I'm going to start embellishing, and honestly, I didn't have much left in this kit. So I'm going to throw a fox in the clouds because that's how I roll. And I'm also going to throw in some flowers too, because, you know, naturally flowers come out of clouds, right? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't matter. If you like an element, just put it on your page, right? If you like it and it goes well with your page, why not? So I'm going to pop up that little fox with some fun tape, or not fun tape, but Fun Foam. No, correction, foam squares rather. At the bottom of that fox, so it kind of stood up level, and then I tucked the flowers behind him, and then I'm going to tuck another cluster of flowers there at the top of the cloud, because I've decided for this layout that I need some flowers amongst my clouds. Now I grab that banner, and it says Wonderful You. I'm going to pop that up there as well. And then I'm looking for some other elements. I so want to use this little leatherette word phrase, but it's just not going to work, and I forget what it says because I can't see it very closely. So I decided to grab the little leatherette circles. This is from Pink Fresh Studio. Absolutely love these embellishments. I'm just going to tuck them in just to add a little bit of texture, something different to the layout. Love these little leatherette elements. Little circle at the top, circle at the bottom, and then I ran out of circles, so I'm going to use that little triangular shape there. Well, it's not a triangle, rather, right? It's a diamond shape, I guess. Okay, so I added a little banner at the bottom, which is not going to stay. I also felt that a bird was needed, so I looked at my sticker sheet that came with the kit, and there was a bird. So I'm going to tuck a little birdie there. At least he makes sense going in the clouds, right? And then I need another woodland creature, so I'm going to add a little bear. And I popped him up on a piece of foam square and put him there in the center clouds. And he's having a good time there. So I have all my little woodland creatures and all my other little embellishments in amongst my clouds, which I'm very, very happy with. And then I add also some enamel dots, as well as the journaling, and I am done with this layout. To be honest, this took me a long time to do. I started this layout probably 2 weeks ago, and I came back to it because I wasn't quite sure what direction it would go into. But overall, I really like it with all the little clouds nestled around my little baby girl. So it turned out great. All right, if you like what you see here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That way you will have all the latest and greatest updates on what I post here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. And as always, thanks for stopping by.